What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Tuesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are here after a flat night. 1-1. Celtics win big. That trend might be coming to an end a little bit there, but Clemson destroyed North Carolina, so we wound up with a 1-1 night, down 0.1 on the night, so kind of a flat start to the week for us here in Monday for this week in February. This was a really special night, and I will really remember tonight for a long time. The entire company of BettingPros is here in Las Vegas for a company outing, and tonight was really fun. So I got a chance to meet a lot of people that I have never been in the same room with, but I have spoken to for hours upon hours. Andrew Erickson and Pat Fitzmaurice and my boss, Mike Mayer, who is the boss of me at BettingPros, and Terrell Furman and Joey P, and just a bunch of really nice and cool people who couldn't have been more welcoming. And then the number of people who listened to the Daily Juice, it was so neat to hear them kind of walk up and be like, I've been starting my day with the Daily Juice for 3 years. And they could listen to anything. Like, it's the company, but they don't have to listen to the podcast. And the fact that they did that, I don't know how many of them will be listening to the podcast because most of them are probably still out. It's 10:30 Pacific time here. They're all out. This is what the Daily Juice is. This is the gig that you sign up for. You got to go work. And while they get to go out and have a good time in Vegas, I live here, so it's not that big of a deal. But they're out on the town still having a grand old time. So I don't know how many of them will be up in the morning listening to the Juice tomorrow, but maybe they'll jump in. There's like real pressure now because I think them being in Vegas, they can go and bet this pretty easily. Everyone's kind of scattered around the country. A lot of people are in Texas and California and different states that don't have legalized sports betting yet. But tonight was a lot of fun, and it's going to happen today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're here for almost the entire week for the corporate trip, and I've never gone on one of these before. I've been with the company for 4 years, but I haven't been full-time with the company, so I wasn't brought on these trips. I've always been an outsider, if you will, and now kind of being brought into the fold, if you will. It was really, really fun. So tonight was cool. Tonight was really, really cool. Even though the bets were flat 1-1, Clemson got there easily for us. But now we got to get going here with 3 bets on a Tuesday. Like I said, everyone's here, so there is no Tuesday live stream tonight, okay? Terrell Furman is here. I'm here. It doesn't work. We're not going to be able to produce the live show. Next week, we'll come back on a Tuesday for next week's college basketball live stream, which that means I'm going to come up with 3. I may add one. If I add an extra one, I'll put it on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get in there on the Daily Juice side of things there. I got 3 bets for us right now, and then hopefully going to come in here and come up with a 4th bet potentially later in the day here today. Now, if you hear that chirping going off, that's my unfortunate ridiculousness going on here for the smoke detectors in my house. I can't get them to stop. I don't know why, but I can't get them to stop. So I apologize if you're like driving or you're at the house or you're listening on headphones and you hear this beep going off behind me. That's what that is. It's I have 8 smoke detectors in this house. They are all without batteries right now, and they're all still chirping. So I have centralized connection to all of them, but I got to replace all 8 batteries tomorrow and then hopefully be able to do this and stop the chirping from going on. So let's get to the picks for tomorrow in college basketball. Let's start here with Tennessee and Kentucky. Games in Lexington, numbers 2.5, totals 149.5. These teams played in Lexington, and it was a 5-point win for Kentucky on the road at Tennessee when they were 10.5-point favorites. Since Kentucky has lost at home to Arkansas, Coach Cal, revenge game, and then lost to Ole Miss by 14 on the road. They then turned around and played really well against South Carolina, and they won the game. Hold on. You're hearing that. Hold on. Sorry. Dogs. This is a favorite play, but I do have one dog play, I guess. Well, this is a dog play. Kentucky's a dog. This is a dog play. Tennessee's favored. Tennessee was favored by 10.5 at home. They're favored by 2.5 here. The win over South Carolina was by 23 points for Kentucky. They bounced back in a big way. Huge win for Tennessee against Oklahoma. They won by 18 points on the road. This is the second straight road game for Tennessee. This is a 2-point win for Tennessee according to KenPom. We have plus 2.5 on this. I like Kentucky here. I like Kentucky in the first game. I like Kentucky here at home at Rupp. I think this is going to be an awesome atmosphere. It's going to be an awesome game. This is going to be an absolute war. I don't mind a play on the under here, but Tennessee with the number 1 ranked efficiency and defensive efficiency in college basketball, number 1 in effective field goal percentage, number 1 in 3-point defense, number 10 in 2-point defense. They are just really, really good, but Kentucky's offense is equally as good. Second in efficiency, 14th in effective field goal percentage, 22nd in 3-point shooting, 30th in 2-point percentage. And when games are at home and Rupp Arena is the place, Rupp is a hard place to play. And Kentucky, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern time for this game. Huge audience, sellout crowd, rocking atmosphere. I'm taking the home dog. Give me the 2.5 points. Kentucky plus 2.5 for 1.1 units against Tennessee. I think there's a good shot they win the game outright here. They won the first game at Tennessee. You say, well, Tennessee gets the revenge game. Very possible, but I like Kentucky here. I like their offense at home against Rupp, and their defense is not horrible. It's 21st in 3-point defense. Not great in 2-point defense, but Kentucky is fast, 32nd in adjusted tempo in college basketball. That is the opposite of Tennessee. They are 336th. Two contrasting styles. I'm taking the offense here to hit shots at home, as I told you guys before. Home dogs and home teams in general in college basketball right now. I like teams at home a lot. Tennessee on the road, Kentucky at home. Give me the home dog, plus 2.5 for the Wildcats here for 1.1 units. Bet number 2, Florida is on the road at Mississippi State. This number was 3. It's been bet down to 1.5. KenPom has this as a 4-point win for Florida. The Gators this year have been really, really good. And yeah, they're going to be without Martin most likely. He's a guard that they need, but there's guys behind him that I think are going to be okay. 8-3 ATS on the road this year for Florida. They're 6-4 ATS in SEC play. Mississippi State is 3-7 against the number in SEC play, and they're 4-7 at home. They're coming off of a win over Georgia by 1, barely got out of there, scraped by. Before that, at home, they lost to Missouri by 27, and they lost to Alabama by 4. They were favored in both those games, laying 6.5 and laying 1. On the flip side, Florida's coming off of a huge win over Auburn. And I know the theory is after a huge win, fade them. I didn't subscribe to it last night. Clemson beat Duke. Huge win. What did they do? They beat North Carolina by 20. Huge win for Florida. They beat Auburn. Massive win. Number 1 team in the country goes down. Again, a huge win for Florida, knocking off the top team in the country. They've beaten the top team in the country. What's even different to KenPom? Is KenPom number 1 twice or just number 1 team once? Just number 1 team once. But Tennessee was number 4 in KenPom, number 1 in the country ranking-wise at the time, and they beat them by 30. They beat Auburn, which is the number 1 team on KenPom, beat them by 9. Look, I got 4 points on KenPom. The number is 1.5. It's been bet down. Okay, give me this 4th-ranked in efficiency offense. And for Florida, they are 40th in 2-point shooting, 150th in 3-point shooting, but Mississippi State's defense hasn't been great. 302nd in 3-point defense, 87th in 2-point defense, 52nd in efficiency, and 176th in effective field goal percentage defensively. Florida on the flip side is 9th in efficiency on defense, 3rd in effective field goal percentage, 5th in 3-point percentage, 16th in 2-point percentage. Look, there are 3 teams that I am hunting right now for college basketball futures, and I'm getting ready to bet them. I need to see best price. It's Florida. It's Duke. Those are the 2 teams that I love, and then Auburn is just a play that I think you have to bet. You have to have an Auburn ticket, but I'm trying to figure out when to bet it because they're coming off of a loss, so it might be good to bet it now, to bet Auburn now, but I'm going to shop while I'm on the strip here today. I'm going to shop and see what I can get from an Auburn price. Auburn plays tonight. That's the only kind of problem with the whole thing. But if Auburn were to lose, it's even better. But Auburn playing today, if they win, we'll see what the numbers kind of turn into. I don't think it's going to be that difficult or that different, but we'll see what they wind up coming up with from a price perspective. They're on the road at Vanderbilt today. Vanderbilt, this was a play that I was on my card. I almost bet this game. It's 9.5 for Vandy. 9-4 Vanderbilt ATS-wise. They beat Texas by 8. They beat Kentucky by 5. They beat Tennessee by 1. They were favored by 5.5, 2.5, and they were laying 3. You want to take Vandy over Auburn today? That's the game that might jump onto the card, just FYI. I may add that officially. I'll definitely be on it. Vanderbilt plus 9.5. But Auburn coming off of a loss, Auburn might destroy Vandy. Like, I got to watch the number a little bit here. They're 7-5 ATS. Vandy is still just 4-6 ATS-wise. But if Vandy were to beat Auburn, even better price probably pops in for Auburn to win the national championship. So you guys have been asking about portfolios. I'll tell you what numbers I play, but Auburn, Duke, and Florida are the 3 teams that I will be buying tickets for to win the national championship. Those will be my first 3 plays. And then the last bet is just simply a system play. We're going to keep on firing. Connecticut is at Creighton. Creighton beat Connecticut at Creighton. At Connecticut. To see UConn win this game will shock me, not even the least. Not even the least to see UConn win this game. But how do you not bet a team that's 1-1 ATS in the Big East Conference? They've covered 10 straight games. They are 10-0 against the number over their last 10 games. They have won 10 games in a row. They have covered, or I guess they've won 9 games in a row, and they've covered 10 games in a row. And they're laying 3 against UConn, who is 5-6 ATS on the road this year in college basketball. This, according to KenPom, is a 5-point win for the Jays. That was the opening number. It's been bet down to 3. Folks like UConn to win this game. Again, not going to stun me in the least, but UConn is 3-9 ATS in the Big East. They're 1-4 in their last 5, and they're 5-6 ATS on the road. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm coming in, and I'm taking the Creighton Blue Jays on a system play. Jays to win and keep the streak rolling. Plays for Tuesday, 3 of them with maybe 1 more extra to be added to the card at some point. Either Vanderbilt or maybe Georgia under could also be the play. Under 138 for Georgia because they're 9-1 to the under in SEC play. Or let's see, are they 10-1? Hold on, let me double check on that. We'll see what that number has gone to. On the road, I believe they're still 9-0 to the under for Georgia. I'll pull the number up later, but Georgia under 138 could very well be Georgia at A&M. There we go. So Georgia on the road this year, they are still 9-0 to the under on the road this year, but the last 2 games have gone over. So I don't know. I think I might like Vandy at home as a dog against Auburn. I may like that more, but we'll add a game for sure. Maybe 2, but highly doubtful. Probably just 1 ad to be had. Official plays: Kentucky plus 2.5. Florida minus 1.5 on the road against Mississippi State. Creighton at home laying 3 up against UConn. Kentucky's at home against Tennessee. Those are the first 3 plays for today with maybe 1 extra to come later on today. Discord channel is bettingpros.com/chat. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all of my socials every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.